Yeah. What's going on, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Shrek, and we're back with another video, guys. We've been lagging it on our diesel videos, but I'm a little under the weather, but I decided to make a video on this. So what do we have? We have a Peterbilt. I don't know what model, but it is a wrecker. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is a wrecker, and I'm using J Pro right now. As you can tell, we have a drive axle left open shorted, so technically or basically a wheel speed sensor, and it is this one. That's the one in question. We did go ahead and replace the sensor already once, but it's still not checking the speed. The first time I verified it, it did work. I just moved the truck back and forth and it was able to tell us the speed, but now it is not. 2 days later and it's not checking the speed, so that's what we're actually trying to do right now. Try spinning it. And we have Jeroni back there spinning it.
What?
Spin the hub.
Forward?
Forward, yeah. So we do have Jeroni back there spinning the hub. That way we can see if it registers any speed. As you can tell, the back one's registering, but not the front one. Now this is weird. I'm thinking now that they are crossed. So let us check the rear one out. Actually.
Ready?
Alright, so this is the speed sensor we replaced. You do have to remove the whole drum and wheels. Which one does it register? Yeah. So what I'm guessing is the cables might be switched around. Huh? Because I think the cables are crossed. They connected on the wrong connector. So now what we're going to do is put everything back together and then raise this side, the last axle, and make sure this one's working. So that's what we got to do now. Put everything back together and then raise this one. See if this is the one.
First, let me find where it goes to.
What?
Because I followed the last time.
The connector? Yeah. I already, yesterday I checked it. So all we're going to have to do is just take this one off, spin it, see if this one's registering or not.
So this one should be registering the other one.
Yeah.
That's if it works.
If it works. So as you can tell, it does give us that code for the ABS. That's how they contacted us and asked us to come fix it. That's probably why they can't find out what's wrong with it. They don't have this program, I believe, here at this company. And if they do, I'm pretty sure they haven't used it, because it's marking that it's the second axle, but in reality is the third axle. The second axle is marking or registering for the third axle, and vice versa. We are going to go ahead and blow out the sensor as well and the ring, just so there's no debris in there, causing it not to read, and making sure there's proper contact before he starts spinning that third axle wheel, third axle passenger wheel or hub. You can tell he's already spinning it right there, but the sensor is not registering it, the speed sensor, so we will have to go ahead and replace that wheel sensor. No, huh? You spinned it?
Yeah.
No. So another issue that this truck does have is the fuel is not registering up there. So we will be changing the fuel metering unit, or fuel sender, I believe that's what it's called. And it's not that difficult, it's just a little challenging to take it out, but it's right here, right on top of your tank. It does have this plug, and it has, I believe, 5 screws holding it down. you do remove them and then you try to wiggle it out of the way. I'll show you guys right now how we go about this. Let me show you guys the replacement part. So this is the replacement part right here. Like I said, you do have to maneuver it in there and it should come out rather easy. So let's go ahead and start getting that one off. This one is Phillips screws, so got a little screwdriver and a little quick release to speed the process. Now we do have Jeroni down there working on the ABS sensor as well. So So as you can tell, we did break the original one, but now what we will be doing is, I think we need to build up a little bit more air pressure on the truck, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and hopefully that gives us, we need maybe like 1/8 of an inch wiggle room to play with, and hopefully that's all we need right now. So we're going to go ahead and build up pressure. If not, we could put a little small bottle jack in between the frame, or not the frame, but in between this piece of metal and then the cab. So let's get to that right now. So this is what we went ahead and put in between the hanger for the tank and the cab. We're able to slip it right through, so that's all it takes. A little bit of space and a little bit of angle. I think it should be good to be able to put that new one in. And don't forget to put your little gasket on. I actually forgot to put it on, so we had to remove it, and we're going to put it back on, and I'll show you guys how we were able to wiggle it through. Let me put you guys over here. Hopefully you guys can see. Just like that. Get your little screws back on. And that should be it, guys. We do have to just connect the harness, which it fell somewhere, so let me look for it. So this is the old ABS sensor, speed sensor, whatever you want to call it. Real simple. You just fish it through that little opening between the hub. You just gotta wiggle it through. It'll go through, and then you just fish the cable all the way to the connector up there, and then just put this actual sensor on a little bracket. We'll show you right now. So we got the speed sensor back on the little bracket, fished it through. Wire goes all the way back to the connector. Now we will be checking, see if it reads. Go ahead and spin it. Still not reading it. So now it's going to be a engine harness issue. Not reading it. Now it works. So now it's correct, but what about the second one? Because you guys saw on the third axle, now it spins and it registers, which is correct, but now we have to figure out why the second one isn't working. So go ahead and put this back on and then back again. All right guys, so this is where we're at on the Peterbilt. Yes, we're still working on it. We're 2 hours in, and I chased from the harness where the speed or ABS sensor hooks up to, all the way to about somewhere right here on the frame. Chased all the way there. Then I decided to jump inside, and as you can tell, I have part of the panels taken off because I went ahead and tested the ABS module outputs and made sure that the ABS was sending a signal or receiving a signal. It's good right here, so somewhere in between there and here is the issue. So what we'll be checking now is on this side of the firewall. We have them all right here, so we're going to check. We don't know which one's which, but there is 6. It's a 6-channel ABS system, so we'll be able to check right now each and every single one of the signal wires, which is the green one. Make sure that they're all getting signal. If not, it's going to be from here to the WAPCO, or I forgot what system this one is, Meditor or WAPCO, but it'll be between this and that module, or from here to the bottom of the frame. So we're going to check that right now with our power probe and continue this journey to find that break in the harness. So here's the progress we have. So I couldn't find the break in between here and right where the power probe is at. Somewhere along here there's a break or a shorting out. So what I ended up doing was taking a chance, cut the one with the highest resistance, and it turns out to be the one we're missing over here. So what I'm going to do right now is I ripped open the old speed sensor for wire, since I don't have any extra wire here, and all I'm doing is running a new wire from here to that other end where we know it's going straight to the sensor. So I know the break is somewhere in between this area. I'm just gonna bypass it with the whole new wire. So that's what we're at right now. I'll show you guys how I do it. This isn't the right way. It's better to find where your break is or your short is, but we're running out of time. This truck gets inspected tomorrow. We just need to get it going, get that ABS light off. So let me go ahead and run this wire, and I'll show you guys that it clears the code. All right, so as you can see, we did go ahead and run a wire, turn the ignition on, just to go ahead and verify over here. I already ran it. So we're going to check the end of the harness where the ABS sensor plugs into with our power probe. So a little bit difficult with one hand, but let me show you guys. So it is the green one. There it is. There it is. We did go ahead and start zip tying the whole harness and all the wires, all the lines back together. Let me show you guys over here. That's where we ran that wire to. We tapped into that, onto the harness right there. Like I said, it's just a temporary fix, just so they can pass inspection. And then we have to fix it properly and run a whole wire through the loom. That way it doesn't get broken. Only because we are out here on the field and I don't have my tools, all of them at least. All the actual tools and extra wiring. Alright, so the sensor is hooked back up. Let's get our laptop ready. Let's turn on the key, see if we have any ABS codes. Gotta get a little close up, but this is beautiful. Beautiful, my friends. So, as you can tell, well, you really can't, because you really can't see it, but here we go. No more warnings. So here we go, guys. As you can tell, it is all off, inactive for the ABS. All we have is now a code for the fuel, which we are aware that the gauge is not reading. That's another short that this truck has, which we will work on as well, but that'll probably be tomorrow or another day. We are running out of time. I do need to put it back together and they have to go on a test drive, make sure it's all good to go, and we'll be able to move on. But as you can tell, codes are off for the ABS, so we're all good on that. Well, all our panels are back together. Make sure we're in neutral. Let's go ahead and crank her up. No warnings. All we have to do now is adjust the brakes, make sure they're adjusted in the rear, the ones that we were messing with, and this truck is good to go. So issues were, first, we did have that ABS code. The other issue was that they were swapped around, the sensors on the driver's side or left side. The sensors were swapped. The second axle was on the third axle was on the second. The other issue was on the second axle, there's a brake on the harness for the ABS sensor or speed sensor. So we did go ahead and trace it, as I showed you guys. We traced it all the way to the ABS module, which is right underneath this panel, cup holder area. You can see it from the ABS valves. So as I was saying, we did go ahead and just shoot a straight wire from this part of the harness all the way to the back. Let me go ahead and put this through the loom, actually. I'll put a zip tie on it. But that's what we had to do. We did change out the two sensors. They were faulty. And now all we will be doing is adjusting the brakes. This one is just a 7/16 socket and a ratchet. Just like the other ones, we go all the way tight until the pads hit the drum. So we go all the way tight and then half a turn out. And we'll do that for the back one as well. And then half a turn out. And there we go, guys. Oh, shit. All right, guys, so as you guys saw, we did go ahead and fix that wrecker. We did fix the ABS. We replaced the fuel metering unit, fuel sending unit. I forgot what exactly the name is, but we did go ahead and replace that. Unfortunately, that needs more work. It's the harness that we need to figure out where the short's at. It has a short somewhere, so that's going to be for the next video. Other than that, that's how we fixed the ABS speed sensor and how we diagnosed and troubleshot everything with that system. So with that being said, guys, hopefully this video helps someone out. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and as always, if you're at home, enjoy time with your family. If you're on the road, be safe. And until next one, guys, thank you guys for watching. Peace.